Okay, my last video, I know you probably couldn't hear me too well because I had a mask on, but what I was trying to show you was this area here. This is the aluminum plate that goes on the inside, and then there's another one that goes on the outside, and those connect together with about 400 screws. And I'm using stainless screws with nylocks, and nylocks will be, of course, on this side here. And what I'm doing is I'm sanding this area down, all the way down. I've done since yesterday. I've done about, I don't know, 10 foot. Took me about 6 or 7 hours to do that. And like I said, this has got to be smooth in here so that when that panel right there fits on, it's got to be flush up against that. So that's what I'm doing right now, and it's nice and smooth now. And I'm not using a big sander because that bitch throws fucking dust all over. It takes a lot longer to use the palm sander, but at least the palm sander I can get, you know, 95% of the dust, and with the big shop vac sitting there sucking it, I can get the rest of pretty good majority of it, because it's a bitch when you're down here in an enclosed area sanding. Goddamn dust gets on everything, and I'm talking everything. At least this time I got smart and I covered up my tools and shit like that. That's the stuff that you learn. I put the little air conditioner in the bathroom. It's blowing out. So, and then I got the big air conditioner inside, and I said I'm not using a central AC because it gets clogged up fast and it's just too hard to clean where it's at. So that's what we're kind of doing today. And like I said, I got the big shop vac out. Just going down here, and you can see all along this edge here. I've gone all the way down, and I got about another 16, 17 feet to do. There's another 8 foot beyond that wall right there, and then from there back over there in the bathroom there's another 4 foot. So we're just sanding it out, and I got the shop vac taped real close to the area where I'm sanding. So this little guy right here has got the vacuum attachment, but it doesn't get it all. It gets a good majority of it, maybe 75%, 70%. But the shop vac pretty much gets the rest of it. So that's basically what I'm doing. Is I'm just taking this area here and running this little palm sander down. And I have gone through, that's 40 grit, because fiberglass is tough to sand. It don't sand real well, and I got a real heavy grit on it. And I've gone through about 15 pads doing about 10 foot. So if y'all think this is just a play, boy, you're very sadly mistaken. There's actually a lot more prep time doing this stuff than there is anything else. I mean, when I laid this glass in, I tried to get it as smooth as possible because I knew that what I had to do, but you're still going to have areas that are going to have little ripples to it, things like that. Like this area right here that I'm sanding, it's got an area that when I put the palm sander up, I can feel that it's a little on the high side, so I take the palm sander and I sand it on down and try to make that smooth. That way when that aluminum rail fits on the inside, she's tight. Now, that aluminum rail also, I bought 5 rolls of butyl tape. And butyl tape is really good tape. I did a lot of reading on it because it doesn't dry up. It stays soft. And what I'm going to do is the line that marks the top of this, I'm going to lay down. I bought 5 rolls. It's 1/8 inch thick by 3/4 inch wide by 30 feet long. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the top edge. I'm going to mark this with a marker pen so I know where it's at. And then I'm going to come down 3/4 inch. Then I'm going to go down to the bottom. I'm going to lay down another 3/4 inch. And then that way when I put this rail up and bolt her up with 400 bolts, because I've got to drill 1.5 inches between the bolts. And there's 2 lines, so it's about 400 bolts I got to put in. I just ordered those out of eBay. You don't want to buy them locally. Oh, they'll rape you. But that's what we doing today. So we're going to take a little coffee smoke break and get back to sanding. So yes, this is my exciting life, but we're getting there. Say goodnight, Mel.
Good night, Mel.